Hey, welcome to this week's Noob Talk. My name's Liban and I'm riding solo this week actually, funnily enough, it's been a little bit busy, so time-wise it's been a little more difficult to get this Noob Talk this week's or this Monday's when you see it recorded. But hey, we're going to do it anyway, we're going to do it regardless. So this week's topic, something I want to talk about, a game that I really like, is Marvel vs. Capcom, and there have been a lot of rumors, a lot of rumblings within the gaming community regards a Marvel vs. Capcom 4. This is something we did talk about a little bit in a previous Noob Talk, which you should be able to check here. I think I put a video box or something here from the previous Noob Talk. But what I want to talk about today are some of the characters, and I'm not confirming anything, so don't quote me, if a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is announced, some of the characters that I would like to see in the upcoming game. Now I know I said I'm not confirming anything, but it has recently come to light that Marvel has acknowledged that people want another Marvel vs. Capcom game, and I'm pretty sure Capcom already know that another Marvel vs. Capcom game is wanted. So characters that I want to see, so let's start off with Marvel. Going along with the popularity of their current films, especially the Avengers, let's start off with Black Panther. Black Panther. Now, for any of you guys that have seen Civil War, Black Panther was probably one of the big highlights, you know, with his decked out black, because it's Black Panther, vibranium suit. Spoilers if you haven't seen Civil War, but if you haven't by this point, I don't really care. Taking on the likes of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, just looking like a total all-round badass. Now, in regards to Black Panther working in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, I see it in the sense of the character working as a mix between Wolverine, because of the claws, and Iron Fist, because of the martial arts that was put on display. A lot of claws, a lot of slashing, a lot of acrobatics as well, because Black Panther looked pretty nimble. It's pretty interesting because in Civil War, not even the helicopters' gunfire could hurt the character, just to show how strong his vibranium is. But if I were to start off with the character I'd like to see, it would be Black Panther, just because of the popularity the character's gained via the Civil War movie, and soon enough when the character's own movie comes out as well. Secondly, another character I'd like to see from the Marvel, carrying on the Civil War theme, is Vision. Now, I chose Vision because we didn't get Cyclops in the Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Whether that was a decision down to the developers, or maybe they thought they want some fresh characters to show up, who knows. But Vision and Cyclops sort of work in the same way, you know, they both got the laser, you know, Cyclops does it from his eyes, Vision does it from the Infinity Stone implanted in his head, and I see Vision working in a sense such as a mix between, so Cyclops is eye blasts, and Doctor Strange in terms of its the powers and the magic aspect of it. So Vision is a character I want to see in there too. Switching up gears, let's look at Capcom. Okay, one character does come to mind. That makes no sense. One character that does come to mind that could possibly be in the upcoming game is Asura. Now, for those that played Asura, immediately the first thing you would think is this dude must be on drugs or something. The way he fights, the way he moves, the way he destroys a planet-sized monster with his fists make him the obvious candidate to be in Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Heck, to me it seemed like the character was designed to be included in a future game. His finisher could be the 100 or billion punches he throws from all 8 of his arms. When he goes into rage mode, if they ever bring back an X Factor kind of a component, where it could actually work in a manner where Street Fighter 5 has its system where all the characters sort of power up, like Ryu gets his Denjin mode. Marvel vs. Capcom 4 could implement a similar system where Asura goes into his rage mode and pulls out all 8 arms and starts beating the crap out of you. Moving on from Asura, another Capcom kind of franchise character I would like to see, we could be looking at an actual hunter from Monster Hunter. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense, but hear me out. It could be a base hunter, which maybe for those who have played Monster Hunter, maybe Capcom could somehow work out a way for you to import your hunter's look and his armor so it's more unique to you as a player that's fighting. In terms of its moves and attributes, I'm not too sure how it would work. I would think a multitude of weapons similar to like Arthur in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and perhaps even those cats, the felines that follow you around sometimes could be a part of it somehow. But in terms of newer characters, I would think a hunter that's unique to the player, somehow Capcom working out a way to port over the armor and look from a Monster Hunter game to Marvel vs. Capcom 4, so your character is unique, I think could work out pretty well. Of course, the Capcom development team is a lot more creative than I am, so in terms of moves and abilities, I'm not too sure, but heck, if we got Phoenix right in there, we could put a hunter in there, trust me. One more game from the Capcom side, Onimusha. Now, I haven't personally played Onimusha. I know it's based off of samurais, and we have quite a few. Just looking at Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there are quite a few sword-based characters, Dante and Virgil. I would put Shenko in there kind of, but Shenko's not really sword-based. She has this kind of scythe that she swings around. But there's a character I know of, but it's kind of faint to my memory. And if I get this wrong, please do correct me. Hidemitsu Samanosuke. I totally butchered that. I think a character from Onimusha could work. I know there hasn't really been a game in the Onimusha series for a long time. This could be a good way to reintroduce that character, those characters and that lore and that series back into this current generation of gamers and fans and consoles via a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 game. Now, I'd have to admit, and I'll admit right now, I'm not too clued up on all of Capcom's franchises. Granted, most of the franchises and characters in there have been used in subsequent Marvel vs. Capcom games. So, in terms of picking out Capcom characters, it's a little more difficult. But I think in bringing back a game or a game series, and bringing back a character from a game series, I think someone from Onimusha should definitely be in a Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Now, one more from the Marvel side. So this is a little more tough. There's so many different Marvel characters that you could possibly choose from. Who knows, could be someone from Fantastic Four. I know we've had someone from the Guardians of the Galaxy and Rocket Raccoon, but I think in this case what I will go for is a character that was sort of featured in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 via Hawkeye, but due to its recent rise in popularity, I would have to say maybe AntMan should be considered to an extent. I think AntMan would probably work in the same vein as Rocket Raccoon, in terms of maybe digging, going underground, going smaller. Obviously in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you see AntMan on Hawkeye's arrow during Hawkeye's level 3 super. But I think doing something with AntMan, especially now AntMan's getting a sequel to its movie. AntMan was part of the Avengers, so the character's pretty popular. It's not like the character is dead or has been forgotten about. So I think doing something with AntMan, maybe in Marvel vs. Capcom 4, AntMan somehow goes much bigger. You know, going back to talking about that mechanic which is unique to every character, similar to what they're currently doing in Street Fighter 5. So yeah, I think for my final choice, I will go with AntMan. And those are the characters I would like to see in an upcoming Marvel vs. Capcom 4. There's been a lot more talk about the game in recent weeks and months. The fans really want to see it, so you know, keep shouting out, keep talking, keep tweeting, go crazy with social media, and they're bound to make a new one anyway, because they're gonna be like, hey, we can make some money, so we can make all that money, so we're gonna make another game for you guys. But hey, let me know which characters you like to see in an upcoming Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Don't necessarily have to agree with what I said. Hey, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. Shout it out. Or heck, tweet it to me at the Liban Ali on Twitter. Let me know what your choices are from either the Marvel or the Capcom side. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. And as always, please do subscribe to the channel. There's a new video happening every week. You'll never be a week without getting some content from me, because that's just how I roll. Noob Talk is available every Monday. Let me know what characters you want. Subscribe to the channel. And until next time, stay free, you noobs.